So we finally ran out of Thanksgiving leftovers and I wanted to try something new. Well, something new to me. It's probably been done before. I want to make chicken parm but with vodka sauce. Just sounds really good. I'm gonna have that with some butter noodles. It'll be delicious. Let me show you how I make it.
Let's get our mise en place ready for the sauce. That just means getting everything ready so when the time comes to cook, it's all right there. So we'll start off by finely dicing some shallots and then getting some garlic together. Use as much as you want. I like it really garlicky, so I used about 8 cloves. And then just give your garlic a rough chop. That's pretty much all the mise en place for the sauce. So grab yourself a pot, get some oil in the bottom, and then get your shallots and garlic in there to sweat down. Cook them down until they're translucent. That kind of means invisible. And then add some tomato paste, a bunch of tomato paste, and caramelize that off. Cooking it off just adds a bunch of flavor to it and makes it richer. More rich, it just makes it taste better. And then add some crushed red peppers. Add as many as you like. I like it really spicy, so I add a bunch. And then drop in a bunch of heavy cream. I added about 16 ounces to this. Give it a stir and let it cook.
And at this point, I know you're saying, where is the vodka for the vodka sauce? The truth is, I don't think it adds much, and I'm not gonna add it. If you wanna add it before you add the cream and then cook it off.
So once that's all incorporated and you're missing the vodka, add a whole bunch of Parmesan cheese, as much as you like. Give that a stir and then let that simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. During that time, we can get started on our chicken cutlets. Start off by seasoning some flour with salt and pepper, and then cracking some eggs. Season those too. There's going to be a continued thing of seasoning as you go with this whole process, including using your chosen breadcrumbs and seasoning it with a bunch of Parmesan cheese, skipping the salt but adding some pepper. Now this is your drudging station. What goes with that is chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. I don't know why chicken thighs aren't used more often. I definitely prefer them. They stay more moist and they just taste better. And then it's just your standard drudge. Flour, egg wash, and your breadcrumbs. Wet and dry hands as always. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
If you have time, toss this in the fridge for like 30 minutes. It'll kind of just make everything set together and kind of glue together. It'll just make a better final end product.
When you're ready to cook these off, grab some oil and heat it up to like 350 to 400 degrees. And then gently set your cutlets in there to fry. They're pretty thin, so you don't have to cook them incredibly long. Plus you're gonna bake them with the sauce. So just get a nice golden color and then take them out. When you remove them, make sure they're on something that lets the grease drip away.
We have our chicken done. Now we're just gonna add the sauce and cheese.
Before we get that done, make sure to season your food and taste it. Adjust the salt levels in your sauce. This is one of the most important things of cooking, so always taste your food and adjust the seasoning. Now it's time for assembly. Take your chicken cutlets, put them on the bottom, drench the sauce over top that. Usually I have this thing about the time touching sauce to keep it crispy, but this one's an exception. If you want to keep it super crispy, put the sauce underneath. After all of that, layer up some mozzarella, provolone, and a bunch of Parmesan cheese. Toss it in an oven and bake until melted.
All right.
I like to top that with a bunch of fresh basil while it's still warm. And even more Parmesan. I mean, it's in its name.
I know it's an audible, but we have the leftover vodka sauce, so we're just gonna toss that in with some pasta and broccolini. Should taste good. Broccolini is just gonna go in with the pasta towards the end, and then we'll toss that in the remaining vodka sauce.
Alright, take your pasta and your broccolini, toss that in the sauce with a little bit of extra pasta water, and give it a stir.
So for dinner, we have the chicken parmesan with vodka sauce and some pasta with broccolini in the same sauce. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I cook dinner. I hope you enjoy. Let's give it a shot. That is really tasty. They go really well together. I don't know why I haven't tried this before. Well, thanks for hanging out while I'm cooked. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe. Hit the like button if you want to. And I'll see you later. Peace. I don't know why I said peace. That's kind of dumb. I'm just going to go and eat now in shame.